It's beginning to feel a lot like summer here in Brampton, and there's no better way to spend a Sunday afternoon than with some CEBL hoops. The Brampton Honey Badgers continue on their opening home stretch as the Calgary Surge roll into town for the second stop of their three-game road trip to begin their season. Welcome inside the CAA Center, everybody. I'm JJ Evison. Brampton looking to continue building off of their hard-fought home victory over Ottawa on Friday, while Calgary still searching for their first win after dropping a tightly contested match in the nation's capital earlier this week. And if early season has been any indication so far, this could be a close one. Both teams found themselves in one-possession games during target score time in each of their openers. To help you get set, let's send it over to two of the best, Matt Bonomi and Joe Razzo.
Good stuff. Thank you, JJ. Matt Bonomi alongside the coach, Joe Razzo. And Joe, the Brampton Honey Badgers fans were treated to something special the other night, a victory, something they hadn't done to start the season since 2024. Tonight, they also get another surprise. Evan Gilliard in the building, the Calgary Surge, a player that is certainly someone to watch.
Absolutely. Evan Gilliard is a tough player and a tough point guard. And here's a guy who can drop 30 on you any night. All
right, let's take a look at the matchup stats for tonight's contest between the Honey Badgers and Surge. One of the things that really sticks out on these stats, Joe, is the three-point percentage. Calgary shooting 26%, Brampton 49%.
Yeah, and then part of it was this incredible percentage for Brampton the other day where their backcourt hit 17 threes. But in Calgary's case, they've got some great shooters. The Deladoon and Gilliard's a super shooter, so they'll be better. And some of their new imports didn't have a great day shooting the basketball.
And that free throw percentage as well for Brampton, 9 of 14, which was good for 64%, so they'll certainly want to tighten that up against the Calgary team that shot 86% in the opener. We're going to check back in with JJ, who's joined by Brampton head coach Alex Serta.
All right, Coach, a lot went well for you in your home opening victory against Ottawa on Friday night. What are the aspects of your team's game that you're placing emphasis on for this afternoon's contest?
I just really think the toughest team wins, so we're just focusing on executing the game plan and just taking it one possession at a time, and really ideally just playing connected basketball, unified front, and to see what goes from there.
Evan Gilliard showed the effectiveness of his pump fake in Ottawa earlier this week. What level of importance are you placing on your team's closeouts, not just on him, but of all of Calgary's shooters?
Yeah, they present a lot of issues with all the shooting threats that they have. We call them lasers. Essentially, we just have to be there on the catch, hand above the ball, make them play inside the three-point line, and just live with the results.
Appreciate the time. Enjoy this Sunday afternoon's matchup, Coach.
Thank you, JJ.
You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Gems, CBC Sports YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Welcome to a new CEBL season.
It's been amazing, Canada basketball, to put that platform and give guys an out.
The crowds were bigger, the players got better, the quality of the game got better.
You gotta love it, Canadian hoops.
Fasten your seatbelt tonight because we're gonna have some high energy and some high flying stuff.
This is a trail, this is for real, and all that I gotta say. I'm in my zone.
No shortage of emotion, no shortage of intensity as anticipated.
Sliding away. What a block from behind.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
Inside the CAA Center, the lone game in the CEBL this afternoon. It's the Calgary Surge visiting the Brampton Honey Badgers. All right, Joe, moments away from tip-off here. You've identified some keys to the game. First for the visiting Surge.
Yeah, the first thing they've got to look at is contain the ball. They've got to do a real good job of containing Sean East, but controlling the basketball on the defensive end. Secondly, tempo and control. They've got to control the tempo, pick when to run, pick not when to run. If they allow the tempo to be full speed all the time, Brampton will have an advantage. And then they got to play through Evan Gilliard. Here's a guy who scored 32 points in the opener, a guy who's been a champion in the G League this past year with the Swarm. He's your key guy. You have to play through him.
And for the Honey Badgers, Joe, your keys to the game are?
Paint touches. When the Brampton Honey Badgers get to the middle of the floor, good things happen. Not just throwing it into the bigs, but getting inside out. There's 17 threes from the backcourt. A majority of those came from inside out passes. And then share the basketball. They were exceptional in transition of moving the ball, and they didn't use it as a last resort. And then finally, number 3, defensive transition. They've got to stop a team, and they've got to stop Gilliard, particularly in transition.
All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups here at the CAA Center for both the Surge and the Honey Badgers. First for the visiting Surge, it'll be Addy Patterson, Gabe Levin, Evan Gilliard, John Elmore, and Olu Adeladun. Adeladun in his second stint with the Calgary Surge. He's a local guy from Calgary. And for the Honey Badgers, it'll be Tyrese Hunter, Cameron Tyson, Prince Odro, Matthew Moncrief, and Sean East. Moncrief was a big piece there, 17 points, 14 rebounds in the opener the other day, including the target score time winner. So 2 pretty big lineups there, Joe, a lot of size.
Lots of size. And we've got 2 player on each team that we're going to really highlight. And Olumide Adeladun is one that I'm looking at Calgary, a second-year player who gets to represent his hometown team every time he takes the court from Calgary. Had a sensational season last year with 25 points early in the season and 17 points in the championship. He's coming off a 17-point game. The Niagara University product can knock down the 3. A very good spot-up shooter, shot 43% this past year in Mexico and was 42% in the opening game. A spot-up shooter who can finish at the rim. And he's got the job defensively of taking on bigger players. So he's got a chance to really take his game to the next level. Here's a guy who I think is going to be a star in this league, given the opportunity.
And for the Honey Badgers, Joe, your player to watch is Moncrief.
Yeah, Matthew Moncrief. First game here at home. He's a Brampton guy, so again, he gets to represent his hometown team. Double-double. 17 points, 14 rebounds. He scores a little differently. He will shoot the outside shot, but he's looking to get to the rim. You watch him in transition. There he is on the game-winning, target score time winner, getting to the offensive rebound. He's a guy who doesn't mind to play big. He's got the ability defensively to guard 3 men and 4 men, but you give him a chance to get to the rim, he knows that's where he can make his money. And he's got a nice handle and coming into transition, he's a specialist. Get him on the open floor, he's attacking the rim. He uses his athleticism on both ends of the floor. 2 real nice young players that we're going to get a chance to watch.
So Moncrief earning his second consecutive start with the Honey Badgers. They roll out the exact same starting lineup that they threw out there the other night in the opener. Moncrief, of course, one of the many G-League experienced players. Spent 25-26 with the Motor City Cruise, averaging 5 points per game in 14 minutes of action. As we take a look at the stats for our players to watch here, 17 points even for both of them. Field goal percentage lopsided for Moncrief, but 2 guys that'll certainly go to battle here tonight.
Yeah, and the big thing is that they're a little different. One's a 3-point shooter, one's a scorer at the rim. So, they both got to their 17 points, but they do it differently. That's the nice thing about it, and they're both young guys who are going to use the CBL to make the next step.
So this Calgary team, this Brampton team, and the Ottawa team have a bit of a triangle going on here. Brampton beat Ottawa in their opener. Calgary lost to Ottawa in their opener, and now Calgary and Brampton will face off. So we're seeing a lot of the 3 teams here as Brampton gets their first taste of Western Conference opponent tonight.
Yeah, and how about to add to that, how about both coaches being on the same staff this year with the South Bay Lakers in the G League? So two assistants on the South Bay Lakers are now head coaches in today's game.
Barry Huang in his first season with Calgary and Alex Serto in his first season with Brampton. That there's some friendly competition, but it's all love. Surge are ready. Honey Badgers are ready. Let's play some CEBL hoops. from the Flower City. And the tip-off is one, tracked down by Sean East. Brampton wearing black, Calgary wearing white. Here's Tyson up top. Prince Odro has it poked away, tipped into the backcourt. 10 on the shot clock. Prince with a nice crossover, trying to drive inside. And a foul is called.
Yeah. Brampton, you can tell right off the bat, Brampton's got a little bit more size advantage on here. Prince Odros likes his matchup right off the bat. Playing through Prince doesn't mean that he has to score, but getting him the ball, he's a good passer.
Quick insert pass there, and an easy 2 for Hunter to start the ball game.
Yeah, nice counter on the inbounds. A very similar play they used the other day. Calgary had it scouted. Brampton comes back with a nice little backdoor counter.
Calgary getting their first opportunity on offense here. That was Gilliard that dished it off. Here's John Elmore trying to go to work. Gets the return. Dixon spinning inside there. Patterson, and some good defense there from Brampton.
Addison Patterson playing his first professional season right now. Local guy getting a chance to play at home.
Hunter, does he have another bucket? Not this time. Offensive board. Moncrief had it for a split second. Here's Gilliard. Hesitation. Tyson does a good job of keeping him in front, and a late whistle comes in. Tyson thought he was playing honest defense there, and instead a foul was called.
Yeah, Evan Gilliard is the key. He's the conductor of this team. Now, the ball stays in his hand a lot, and they run through stuff, but he can break down at any time. Often we say the man with the gold makes the rules, and if the ball's in his hand, he makes the rules on how this Calgary team's going to run.
So Gilliard was off to a hot start the other night. 32 points against Ottawa. Averaged 20 a game last season for this Calgary team. But the franchise single game record was 37 points in a single contest.
Real good layup maker at the end, but you've got to watch. Be careful in transition. A real good pull-up, deep range three-point shooter.
Good from the free throw line as well. So 2 of what will probably be many here for Evan Gilliard, as Hunter had to keep that one in bounds, and Gilliard's got his first steal. Hunter trying to keep him on the perimeter. Patterson far from the rim, trying to cut inside. Nice ball movement here, 3 ball off the mark. And Hunter's got it. He wants to push in transition, and East was off to the track meet there. Tyson balked at the 3, drives inside, and uses the window.
You got to love that rundown by Sean East, right? He realized, just let me get it. But then the lane was filled.
Quick insert pass. Good stuff there, and right there for the baseline slam. That was Patterson pushing it through.
Yeah, nice recognition by Gabe Levin. He turned around and made sure he was visible.
Odro trying to set the screen. Tossing it up and tossing it down. Moncrief with an exclamation point.
Yeah, Elmore got caught watching the ball, and Moncrief just took full advantage of it.
Well, for half a second there, it looked like there was about to be a turnover for Brampton, and instead Moncrief soars through the sky. More ball movement here. Adeladune knocked down the tray.
Yeah, we said early in the open, this is a catch-and-shoot three-point shooter with maximum range. Real nice balance feet, and he gets it off quickly.
Here's Moncrief. Trying to pass inside. Calgary come together, forcing the turnover. Gilliard wide open, 3-ball off the mark. Hunter fighting for it, and it'll stay down at this end of the floor off of Hunter.
Yeah, nice defense by Calgary there. Good job inside. They knew the ball's going in. They worked off of Odro and got themselves a turnover.
Here's Gilliard again. This time he's got the much larger Odro on him, so there's numbers for Calgary, and instead it's turned over. East surveying. Odro comes for the screen again. He was open for a split second. Takes the feed. Moncrief, crafty cut back door for 2.
Yeah, it's always easier to score as you get yourself closer to the rim, and Moncrief will always take advantage of it. He will try to get himself to the rim and get that dunk first.
Moncrief up to 4 points now. And big block from behind. Oh, a foul called. Prince tagged as Elmore was driving through the middle of the key. So Prince thought he had a block instead of the personal, as Scott will come into the game for Calgary.
Elmore is a veteran player out of Marshall University, been a pro for 12 years, played at Stockton this year. You'll watch him. He'll be the vet on the court. He'll try to help guys. He'll make read, and use the cage situation. He had the big on him, so he knew he was drawing a foul. Look at the draw of the foul.
Spent 4 years at Marshall University. Over 2,600 points and over 780 assists in his 4 seasons. So he's the all-time leader in Conference USA history in those categories. So that's points and assists.
And been in the G League a lot lately, but got lots of FIBA experience early in his pro career.
Here's Moncrief, goes to the perimeter, 3-ball, up and good from Tyson.
See, that's a nice inside-out shot. Moncrief did a nice job. The ball got in, not for a score at the basket, but for a kick-out. And this is where Tyson was really tough the other night.
8 3-pointers the other night, past Christian Vital for the single-game record, so he made history in his debut. More ball movement here, corner 3-ball, no good. Nice shot fake, releasing the triple in and out. That was the Deladoon. So 2 good looks there for Calgary, nothing to show for. Driving the other way, and count the bucket, coast to coast, Tyrese Hunter.
Yeah, nice take, straight up. Real good job off the rebound, running the lane, finding the open man.
So the transition game working for Brampton here. Lotto Max now gives you even more chances to win with new prizes of $100,000 every draw. Get your Lotto Max ticket today. Must be 18 plus.
Because Calgary doesn't play with a true big man on the floor, you can see the first substitution for Brampton is Omojofo coming in, and they're a little small, but they can match up with Calgary side.
Hunter completes the 3-point play. Gives Brampton a 5-point lead. Here's Gilliard. Still sitting on 2 points. Some confusion here. Who wants the basketball? Gilliard. Shot fake from the logo, trying to draw the foul, and instead Hunter's got it. He takes off and slams it through.
Yeah, you gotta love great defense and great secondary defense by Brampton. Steal the reversal, show it, take it away. He looked like a defensive back there running in for an interception.
Hunter doing it all early. He's up to 7 points and a 7-point lead for Brampton. 16-9, just under 6 to go in the first quarter. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Channel, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster Juice. Fuel for what's next.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh yeah, like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
Welcome back inside the CAA Center, where the Brampton Honey Badgers have worked themselves into a 7-point lead here early in the first quarter. Now, Joe Razzo touched on this at the top of the show, but another example of how connected the basketball world can be is standing on opposite sidelines here this afternoon. Alex Serta, Perry Huang, very familiar with each other after spending time together on the bench with the South Bay Lakers in the NBA G League. Now, the former colleagues find themselves matching wits as first-year head coaches here in the CEBL. According to people around both programs, the similarities don't stop there. Both coaches have built reputations as true gym rats, often arriving hours early to study film, build game plans, and work individually with players on the floor. Today, that shared background and work ethic collide on opposite benches, with both organizations looking to establish their identity early this season. Matt.
Well, JJ, if that was the trailer, I certainly want to watch the movie. Well done. Both the coaches with a tremendous amount of respect for one another. That's the awesome thing about CEBL as well. Not only do the players evolve, but the coaches able to build their own resumes. Here is Gilliard. Driving inside, almost lost control, able to kick it out. But Deladoon fading away, tough shot, flying through the middle of the key was Levin, and he's unable to tip it through.
Yeah, right now Calgary's having trouble. When you're scoring, when your point guard's your best scorer, it's difficult because he can't pass to himself. They've got to find a way to get his Gilliard the ball receiving while he's moving.
Here's Hunter, took a jump and had to get rid of the basketball. Got in transition, slowing things down. Grabs his own rebound, and not first, not second, but third time's the charm.
Well, that's 2 turnovers in a row by Brampton. Calgary did a nice job of taking advantage of it.
Calgary with the first score out of the timeout. East up top. Mismatch now, Scott on him. And right there, cutting inside, 2 more for Moncrief.
Man, that was a clinic. Moncrief in the dunker spot, but if you watch his feet, they were parallel to the baseline. No dribble needed.
Right there, Scott punching back with a 3-ball in front of his own bench.
Both these teams like to play quick.
Scott. Oh, right there, East back the other way, hesitating mid-air, able to punch it through. Gilliard wants someone to come get the rock. It's Scott. Deladoon driving inside. He's met by Tyson. Deladoon gets the shot off. And if Levin fighting for it, instead of foul called against Brampton here, as subs will come in for both teams. The foul is on Moncrief.
So we're talking about substitutions. Calgary's kind of unique in right now. They're playing with 10 players, but they've got 5 imports. You can only have 3 on the floor. So you've got to be very strategic in your substitutions.
As it'll be Elmore, one of those imports, checking the ball in from the baseline. Just over 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Elmore launches and stuffed it. And Prince was trying to grab the pass there from East. Well, Cal Tire is a proud partner and tire expert of the CEBL. Shop top tire brands and have peace of mind with Cal Tire's price match guarantee. Shop and book at caltire.com.
Another rookie stepping in for his first pro experience this year, Swanton Rogers. 7-footer out of Calgary, played at Old Dominion University.
Shot up, no good. Swanton Rogers, too. Good debut, 8 minutes, 5 points, 3 boards. Here's Elmore trying to get the corner, not afraid to drive inside. DJ Jackson checked in a moment ago. He was able to pick up the rebound, and now East wants to go with numbers. Settling things down, Prince waiting for the screen. Flipped into the corner, Tyson knocked on the way up, wanted the call, won't get it. And the offensive rebound was pulled down. That was Tyler Pauly.
Nice rebound by Pauly coming from the perimeter. Tyson goes down, tries to bait a foul out of it a little bit. Referees call a continuation, let him play. And all of a sudden, Pauly steps in from the perimeter using his length off the bench.
Tyson gets a breather as Josh Jofo gets a shot here. Here's Jackson. Using the screen, pulls up, can't hit the mid-range shot. And CJ Gunn will now go end-to-end. He drives, kicks into the corner. Big offensive board there by Swanton Roger, and Prince got a piece of it.
Nice rebound by Swanton Rogers, and Prince makes a better defensive play there.
Omajafo trying to body his way inside, and an offensive foul is called, and head coach Serta's looking for an explanation. So Omajafo picks up a personal. East coming out of the game now as Hunter checks back in.
Josh Omajofo from the center of the earth in Hamilton, whose product played in Gannon, then Robert Morris, then University of Southern Florida, been to the tournament twice, a very solid basketball player who's a real good 3-and-D guy. He's going to have a real nice career here in the CBL.
And that shot, able to get that one off, fouled on the way up, and it'll be shots now for Moon 2.
Brandon's a Calgary product, played at Tennessee Tech, and this is his first pro experience this year too. It's nice to see these teams trying to get the best local talent and keep them at home.
Little experience with Canadian national squads over time, training camps at U16, U18, U23 levels.
Early in this game, Matt, it looks like Calgary can do a nice job defensively if they can make it a half-court game. And Brampton's trying to make this a full-court game and attack as quickly as they can. A little bit of zone pressure here, 1-2-2. And part of this is not to steal the ball, but to slow Brampton down into a 3-2 zone.
5-point lead for Brampton. Here's Hunter. Driving inside, big block. Oh, what a rejection. Swanton Roger punching it into the third row.
So you saw it right off the bat. How do you control a team that wants to go full court? You make them think a little bit, change it up a little bit. Nice change there by Calgary.
Or you throw a 7-foot Swanton Roger right in the middle of the key. Here's Jackson. 3 on the shot clock. Got to go to beat the buzzer. Able to get it off, and it's loose. Picked up by Pauly. Fresh 14 for Brampton. Hunter up top. Driving on Elmore, pushing off. Hunter, hesitation in midair. And Swanton Roger able to grab the easy board. Final 60 seconds of the quarter. Elmore. Trying to drive, wanted the call, and now he'll get it. Jackson can't believe it.
You're Calgary, you really like this finish. You're down, but at the end of this quarter, you're trying to give your best player, and Evan Gilliard, some time until he gets start the second quarter. So this second unit has done a nice job on the defensive end. They've got to come up with some points here.
And how about the confidence by Elmore here? I mean, we mentioned that he's an experienced player, but going into a busy key there, the couple of runs we've seen him on here, he's not afraid to put his head down and just go to work.
Yeah, and you look, I said, you're like their top scorer, and Evan Gilliard's not on the floor. He knows what he has to do. That's the nice thing about having an experienced guy on the floor.
So he struggled in his debut against Ottawa. 6 points, 2 of 14 from the field. Misses the second free throw. And he's looking for a better outing tonight. Hunter looks to the bench. Head coach Serta giving him the call. Jackson drives inside, looking for an option. Hunter shot fake, steps to his left. Time to think about it, and he drains it.
Yeah, nice ball fake by Hunter. Good skip pass, create the closeout and use it, be it man or zone. That doesn't change. Create a closeout and attack it.
7-point lead. Shot clock and game clock par. Here's Elmore trying to work his way inside. Hunter with some good defense. He's got to reset. Elmore settling for the 3. Won't go. Omojofo's got it. He's got to put it up. It'll count if it goes. To beat the buzzer. Omojofo drills a half-court shot.
His first pro points is that. Talk about a memorable moment. First professional basketball points come on a half-court shot. But what he did is he saw the clock, he heard the coach, and he knocked it up.
He got it off with 0.4 seconds, and he was able to knock it through to give Brampton a double-digit lead after 1 quarter of play. We'll be back with more exciting stuff like that. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Looking to level up your future? Algoma University's Brampton campus is where ambition meets opportunity. Study in-demand programs like business, computer science, and psychology right in downtown Brampton. We offer the most affordable tuition in Ontario and are ranked #1 in Canada for scholarships and bursaries. Small classes, big support, real success. Algoma University Brampton. Success within reach.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh yeah, like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
Welcome back to Brampton, where the Honey Badgers have worked themselves into a 26-16 lead over the Surge. And one of the biggest storylines in today's matchup is the strong Calgary connection now inside the Honey Badgers organization. Assistant General Manager John Ross, developmental coach Mike Gerling, and guard DJ Jackson all arrived from the Calgary Surge this offseason, and that familiarity has already helped shape the culture here in Brampton, with Jameer Nelson Jr., another former Surge member, expected to arrive later this season. With the Calgary connection so strong this afternoon, I'm told Mike Gerling specifically pushed to handle today's scouting report because of his familiarity with Calgary's personnel and tendencies from last season, and after helping develop DJ Jackson firsthand in Calgary before his second AUS MVP campaign at St. FX last year, there's a strong level of trust and chemistry connecting several key pieces of this Honey Badgers group. Matt.
Thank you, JJ, and it is interesting, too. You talk to people that were involved in the Calgary organization that currently are, as a shot no good there, but a foul called on Swanton Roger, and they were impressed that Brampton was able to get both Ross and Gerling out of Calgary because they have such an excellent culture there.
Let's talk about the Calgary head coaching job. 3 head coaches in 3 seasons. All 3 coaches have taken them to the championship. So Coach Wang's not only got to go to the championship, he's got to get them their first victory.
He, of course, replaced Caleb Canales, who is the head coach now at Weber State. So he worked his way up. Head coach Perry, G League title as an assistant with Santa Cruz. 2-time WNBA champ with Seattle as well. Assistant coach and video coordinator. So a resume that's pretty darn deep. The right guy you want leading your team. Swanton Roger split the pair at the other end, and now Brampton will get a chance on the offensive side. Into the corner. Danilo Jurcic, nice feed to Moncrief. He's got another slam.
Yeah. Number 1 job on offense if you don't have the ball is be visible to the ball. Nice attack by Danilo, and Moncrief just did a super job of being visible.
So Moncrief now with 8 points. Scott able to chase it down. Gunn, nice shot fake. Moontu passed it. Now he'll get the return. He was the one that had to shoot, and he couldn't hit. And a foul called as Hunter was swooping by the perimeter.
One of the problems, and right now Calgary doesn't have a lot of motion in their offense. So the move, if you don't have a lot of movement, then you're easier to be boxed out. So they don't have many second chance opportunities. If you're moving without the basketball and you're moving away from the ball, then you've got an opportunity to attack it and get yourself an offensive rebound. Right now, Calgary just needs second chance opportunities, and that's right where Brampton has had them.
Safety pass goes up top to Prince. East comes and collects. Once again, screen from Odro. East tosses it up, and he was fouled on the 3-shot attempt.
Boy, he just knew he was on his back. He could just feel Scott on his back there. Looked for the 3, and he's trying to finish it, but he knew the foul was coming. Nice play by East. That's why he's just a prolific scorer no matter where he's been.
We were talking to Assistant General Manager John Ross, who JJ just mentioned, and he said before the game, there are a lot of players that have talent like Sean East, but the difference is Sean East cares, and the level of care makes him not only an A-plus player, but an A++ player, and that's what separates him from the rest of the crew.
Well, and I tell you, if that's what John Ross says about him, if he can make other players on that team accountable to the standard that he's at, when your best player is your best worker, you're in good shape, and that's what this Brampton franchise is excited about. They're hanging their hat on Sean East, and good choice.
One of the guys that he has worked so well with, Keon Ambrose Hilton, like we mentioned, still awaiting his arrival here in Brampton. Those two work so well with the pick and roll. Shot fake in the corner. Shot is up. Shot is no good. That was Gunn on the 3-ball attempt. It'll go off of Calgary. So it'll be Brampton basketball with 8:02 to go in the second quarter.
Again, one and done for Calgary.
Here's East driving inside, dishing to Prince. Elmore looking up floor. Almost lost control, and Swanton Roger unable to keep it in bounds. Boy, we're seeing the transition game get to about 9 out of 10, and then that last single is just a toss away there again, Joe.
Shooting percent. Evan Gilliard hasn't been on the floor here, so this is quite the break for him.
So as you mentioned, curse of the commentator, he's set to check into the game in just a moment on the next whistle. Almost tipped in their own net. Surge defenders around the rim. Second chance here for Brampton. Here's East. Wants to go to work. Showing off the dribbling skills. 2 seconds on the shot clock. East to beat the buzzer. Oh, you bet.
Yeah, that's a professional basket there. He took the ISO. He knew his match. Gets himself to the spot. People say the mid-range is dead. Not when you can do that.
Scott. Juricic guarding him. That one almost tossed into the backcourt. Here's Elmore. He's going to settle for a deep 3 off the back rim. Odro's got it. So another tough possession for Calgary. Here's East. Into the corner this time. Decides to kick. You bet he wants it back here. It's Hunter's turn now. He steps back after a couple of dribbles. Can't hit. Loose in the middle of the key, and Elmore wants to run. He'll settle. 3.
Yeah,
that one was short.
And I think you're right, him saying, so 3-on-1, you got a chance at a layup there. Right now, Calgary needs to score. Settling is not what you want to do. You need some easy scores, and they're having some hard time without Gilliard on the floor.
East driving inside, trying to shake his man, and jump ball is called as subs will come into the game, the aforementioned Gilliard included.
So there's been a couple cases, Matt, where shooters have gone down and kind of hit the ground, and the referees have done a nice job of not calling it a foul. And the shooters have put their team in jeopardy because they get beat on transition.
16-point lead. The Brampton Honey Badgers on top of the Calgary Surge here at the CAA Center. We'll be back with the last 6 and 9 of the second quarter in just a moment. You're watching CBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CBL Plus.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
New Era is the exclusive game uniform partner of the CEBL and all 10 of its teams from coast to coast. Pick up your official replica jerseys today by visiting cebl.ca. Well, one thing that the Calgary Surge need to pick up, Joe, in the second quarter, the points in the paint, Brampton dominating 20-4.
Yeah, and that's just, Brampton doing a nice job of transition, getting themselves some layups and attacking the rim. And I think in Calgary's case, on their end, they're not getting any because they're not attacking them. They're settling. They're 1 of 15 in the threes. Like that one set, they gave up a chance last time in transition.
Quick inbound and a quick bucket for Prince.
Yeah, early in the season, it's hard to see teams baseline out of bounds. So you don't have the scout that you would like to have, and Calgary now has been caught twice.
Prince has his first points of the contest. Here's Gilliard trying to draw the foul. He's not going to get the call. That one took a tough bounce off the rim and then a tough bounce off the foot of Scott, which should have been an easy rebound. Instead, it'll be Honey Badger basketball.
So let's talk about the defense by Josh Omojofo on that. No, he stepped up and went straight up, not coming down and not getting picked up by that foul.
Here's Prince up top now. Once again, setting the screen. Pauly trying to find his fellow big man inside. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Tyson fading. 3 seconds. Prince has to go. Tough one, and off the back rim, but he's able to draw the foul. That was Patterson picking up the personal.
And Addison Patterson, here's a guy that's, can swing in the backcourt. All of a sudden, he's got the matchup of Prince Odro inside.
So Patterson, 6'7". You might say that's tall. Well, how about 6'8" Prince? He's got him by an inch.
And one sculpted out of stone.
First free throw, no good for Odro. So an 18-point lead for Brampton. Prince trying to make it 19, and he can't this time. Pauly trying to chase it down. Scott able to fire it off the leg of Pauly. So
nice hustle play by both guys.
It'll be Calgary basketball. Tyson looming. Patterson brings the ball up the floor. Once again, they're looking for Gilliard. They can't quite find him. Brampton's defense has been solid on the spark plug guard so far. Scott driving. Gunn. Shot fake, lost control. Ball is loose. Gunn dives on it. Patterson able to recover and throw down the slam.
Yeah, scramble situation there. Good play by Calgary, but it's never a good possession if they don't let Gilliard touch the ball. They've got to make sure that he touches the ball in every possession.
Here's East. He's had his hands all over the ball for Brampton. Pauly, 3-ball, no good. And Omajofo with an offensive board. He's been all over the floor.
When the ball moves, it's tougher to box out, and you can see the Brampton guys are doing a better job of moving off the ball. Omajofo gets an offensive rebound similar to what Pauly did earlier. Coming from the perimeter, when guys turn their heads, they're attacking the rim.
Subs in here as Sean East was fouled for the second time on a 3-point attempt. East is 3 of 3 from the line. You know, a lot of players try that move, Joe, desperation, but Sean East seems to have it perfected.
And the difference is Sean East is looking to score. And if he gets fouled, fine. It's when you try to get fouled first rather than looking to score, you get yourself in a, because there's no bailout. Sean East was never out of control there. If the foul didn't come, he would have swung the ball going the other way. And I think that's the key. You know, and Calgary's tried to bait the officials into 3 calls right now, and I think it's hurt them.
Mm-hmm. So East goes in with intent, and he's rewarded with 3 free throws. Now 6 of 6 from the line, smile on his face.
Yeah, because he missed 2 the other night, and he probably won't miss another 2 for the entire season.
East with 10 points now, joins Hunter as the only 2 players in the ball game with double-digit points. Here's Gilliard, picks up his dribble. He's stuck far from the net again. Patterson driving down low, gets the angle and the call.
Yeah, I like the spacing by Calgary there. Nice situation, space. They came at Gilliard. He uses the pass, and what Patterson didn't do, he didn't catch and pause. He just attacked the middle.
So Patterson out of Mississauga, Ontario, just down the street here, played 7 seasons in college, 4 different schools.
I got a chance to coach him in the Junior Development Academy as a 7th grader, I think he was. And always highly talented, represented Canada on a number of different teams. Got caught with a lot of injuries, and the transfer situations have hurt too. And now, but it's all about the ends. And now he's here, and he's got a chance to play, and he's excited. He played 30 minutes the last game for them.
He played at the U18 AmeriCup, U17 Worlds as just a 16-year-old. Of course, for Canada. Here's East. Chased by Patterson, now able to spin around East. Oh, spin cycle, Sean East.
Yeah, this is going to be, Sean East can put pressure on you.
3-ball back the other way, that's drained. Adeladun from deep.
Nice catch, release shooter, Adeladun.
Here's Hunter. Leaves his feet. Omojoko no good. Jurcic fighting for it. It's turned over, and Deladune's got it. He wants to push. Gilliard settles, deep three, no good. Brampton will give that shot up all day, Joe.
And that's one guy in Calgary that's got that range. With your Calgary, you're down a bunch, so you don't want to rush it. Just take your time and get some stops off the defense, just like here.
2 of 18 from 3, but perhaps a bit of a spark. Patterson taking off, elevating and soaring for 2.
What a great assist by Evan Gilliard. Steals the balls on his back and has enough to see it, throws it up. What a play.
So a timeout on the floor. Gilliard will take a shot at the other end and, of course, hits it during the timeout just to test his luck. We'll follow at CEBL League on all social platforms to stay up to date on stats, storylines, and more for all 10 teams in Canada's Pro Basketball League. Well, that timeout was called by Alex Serta, who enjoyed his first career CEBL win the other day. And we were talking to team CEO Al Whitley before the game, and he said, well, we had that all planned. I mean, we wanted to celebrate the big win. We also want to celebrate all the small wins here at the organization. So one of the really cool things, Joe, that you don't get to see if you're watching at home, but if you come check out a game, you'll be able to see for sure. On the concourse, Whitley said after every game, win or lose, we'll have players sign autographs because he wants the fan experience, which is an absolute awesome idea.
I think it's great. I think it's great for the players to get a chance to give back a little bit, be a little bit of inspiration to some young guy. And I like what Serta did there with that timeout. That's a momentum timeout. He saw, there's a great play, a great score. Let me get the timeout. Let me be able to come out with an ATO here and get my guys regrouped.
That's a 14-point game, so he's showing a sense of urgency no matter the lead.
Yeah, and then sometimes a sense of respect. Remember, the guy on the other side coaching is somebody you spent a lot of days with.
Respect for head coach Perry, respect for Evan Gilliard as well, who after hitting that 3 had some words for the Honey Badgers bench. So could that perhaps wake up the beast here? Out of the timeout, we'll see what head coach Serta drew up. Here's East looking into the corner. Little jet sweep here. Hunter curls. Jurcic down the middle of the key. Oh, Danilo almost had a poster. So the play was executed perfectly, but Calgary just able to disrupt Danilo enough.
Yeah, nice take by Danilo. That looked like a young guy, young Danilo flying down the floor. But again, that's a stop for Calgary. So now they're trying to build on this.
11 in the game, started by Danilo. Pass soars into the corner. It's Patterson. He'll try to go to work on East. Goes up, try to beat the buzzer, hits rim, but Brampton gets the last laugh on the rebound. East hesitates, cuts through the middle of the key, and another chance at 3.
Yeah, if you're Calgary, the problem right now is you don't have the personnel on the floor that can control East. So you're going to have to do it with more than one person. You're going to have to help off. You're going to have to find a way. Maybe they go back to that zone. They've got to find a way not to allow him to isolate because Calgary personnel right now they don't have the person that can take him one-on-one.
East knocks it through. He's got 13 points now, so he's been a thorn in the side of the Surge team.
How about this Brampton team? They're working real hard off the ball not to give Gilliard a touch.
Now, right now it's Tyson who's chasing him. Jurcic off the switch. Tyson right there in the middle of the key to make things tough, but an even tougher shot there from Gilliard.
And he had to work for that. He had to come off with a dribble handoff because they won't let you pass the ball to him.
So Gilliard just with his 3rd and 4th points of the contest. Here's Hunter, stuck. It's the return, topside triple, yes!
Nice 2-man game there, a lot of patience. This backcourt can shoot the ball for Brampton.
4-3 ball for Brampton. Hunter now up to 13 points, so he and East going back and forth, little friendly competition. Omojofo soaring through the key for the board. Gilliard guarding him now. Here's Tyson. Driving inside, lost his footing, turned it over, right into the hands of Elmore. Gilliard Had to check his rearview mirror to see if he was getting chased, and good defense there. Omajoffo able to poke it. Now it's Patterson's turn. Into the corner. Gilliard off the back rim.
That's one of the few rare open shots that Evan Gilliard's had.
We've seen 2 of those, both misses so far. The open shot variety. And Gilliard goes down. Offensive foul is called.
Yeah, there's a veteran move. He got into someone's space. I always talk about that, just like, when you write a test, you don't want a teacher leaning over your shoulder and bothering you. And that's what happened. You got into someone's personal space, and all of a sudden you created a turnover. That's better, Evan Gilliard. That's what you want to see. So he starts giving it on the defensive end. The basketball gods will take care of him on the offensive end.
Here's Elmore. Trying to find the lane. Elmore couldn't climb the side of the rim. Goes out of bounds. Stay down at this end of the floor. 31.8 to go in the half.
So we were saying Calgary didn't have the guys to stop East, but Brampton's got a lot of good defensive players.
Plenty of guard depth on this team right there. Levin wide open on the switch.
Nice play by Calgary, forcing a rotation, and a rotation wasn't there for Brampton.
Shot clock and game clocks par. East. Final 10 seconds of the half. Does he have another big bucket in him? Throws into the corner. Hunter, guarded by Gilliard. Hunter fading in the corner for 3, off the rim, no good. Prince trying to chase it down. Can he beat the buzzer? And a foul is called. So the answer is yes. Prince going to the free throw line. Looked like he was fouled with about 0.2 seconds.
The benefit of going after every shot like it's a missed shot. Everybody stepping the other way. Prince right off that just started stepping towards the baseline.
So his 5th rebound earns him a chance at 2 shots here.
So, we talk about Prince has had his issues at the free throw line his entire career, and he's tried a bunch of different things. And you watch his shot right now, he's much better with rotation, but there's a little funk in it. And he's 4 of 6 the last game, and he's 0 of 2 today. So here's a guy who's always been around the 50% mark. Once he gets that thing going, he's get a little bit more confident in it. It's going to be special.
There you go. Knocks down the first. So Prince, his 3rd point of the game. They put 0.3 back on the clock. And this one no good, trying to tip it off the rim there. The Honey Badgers had to remind themselves, we're allowed to play it off the rim here. And that'll bring us to our halfway mark, 48-30. Brampton on top of Calgary in a pretty darn good half for a couple of guards, Tyrese Hunter and Sean East. East with 13 points, Hunter with 13 as well. East is now joined with JJ.
Thanks, Matt. Sean, on Friday you had 21 points at the half, tonight 13. How is establishing your shot early in contests, how does that affect the way that you're able to impact the rest of the game?
Just trying to take what the defense gives me, you know what I mean? Trying to get my teammates started, trying to get the team involved, set the statement for the game. I'm glad we got that lead, 47-30 lead.
6:09 in the second quarter, you had a 33-17 lead. Coach Thurda calls a timeout. What's the message to your group at that point?
Just to keep going, playing defense, letting that lead to our offense, playing the right way on offense, that's going to lead to easy buckets. And, just keeping keying in on Gilliard. He's a good player, and, following the scouting report on all the other guys.
Appreciate the time. Best of luck in the second half, all right? You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Am I crazy, or is it off 48-30?
Target score time.
Target time.
Throwing it up and it's going to be an opening night victory.
If you haven't watched CEBL basketball before, it's more than homegrown hoopers and international stars putting on a show for fans coast to coast. Beyond your typical highlight reel plays, our game creates anticipation right to the final buzzer. We do things a little different here at the CEBL. Let me introduce you to Target Score Time. This format keeps things exciting by guaranteeing a game winner every single game. The comebacks, the game-winning alley-oops, next bucket win scenarios, target score is where it happens. The rules are simple. The first time the game clock is stopped with 4 minutes or less in the fourth quarter, the clock turns off. Add 9 points to the leading team's score, that becomes the target score. The first team to that number wins. Every bucket matters. Every possession counts. And we've been treated to some pretty memorable moments over the years. Former MVP Khalil Ahmad seals the deal with a massive three in last year's Eastern Conference Finals. Winnipeg's Alex Campbell became the first Canadian in league history to reach the 1,000-point mark with a clutch three-pointer to seal the victory for the CEBL. Canadian Thomas Kennedy's big steal, followed by a massive poster in a next bucket win scenario.
Thomas Kennedy for the win! Yes! Oh, he didn't do that! Oh my God!
So, what moments will happen this year? Watch CEBL basketball live on CBC Gem and CBC YouTube to find out. Tune in to Canada's Pro Basketball League all summer long.
The Expo Center in the heart of Edmonton, Alberta, a packed house expected for this 2026 CEBL opener, and it's the Stingers opening up with a visit from the Winnipeg Sea Bears to start Season 8 of Canada's Professional Basketball League. From overseas, and a tip-in is good, the putback. There's Allen again.
Right shoulder, boom, creates a space, and the gather goes up.
Danger with the handoff. Mercier, good from the elbow. Drives right. Swung to Acott at the top. Buckets. Come out with it. And it's Krause, who can shoot free throws for the win. And Mason Krause wins it for the Winnipeg Sea Bears.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster Juice. Fuel for what's next.
Most of our clients who come through our door who are suffering from mental illness, they're feeling a sense of despair and a longing for help. Often, insurance companies are denying disability claims on the basis that there's insufficient medical evidence. We've represented hundreds of clients who suffer from anxiety or depression. We fight for our clients' right to receive the compensation they deserve. If you've been denied long-term disability, don't give up. We can help.
Your long-term disability firm, Kotak Law.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh yeah, like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
Through two quarters at the CAA Center, the Brampton Honey Badgers with a 17-point lead over the Calgary Surge. Matt Bonomi alongside Joe Russell with JJ Evison. Thanks for joining us. They've changed a three-pointer to a two-pointer, so it's now a 17-point lead for Brampton, but one they'll certainly take. As we take a look at some first half highlights here, Joe, the Calgary Surge struggled particularly from three-point land, 2 of 20, and they were outscored in the paint by 10 points as well.
Yeah, so that's two struggles, one on offense, one on defense. And 2 of 20 was a tough mark. When they moved the basketball, things got okay. They do a nice job there of swinging the basketball, and if you can get it to a Deladue, he is a 43%, 40+% shooter. That's a key part. And one guy who's been a nice shining spot is Addison, shooting 4 of 6 from the field, doing a nice job. They break it down to 14 on a great play by Gillier. They don't capitalize.
Yeah, Patterson with 8 points. That is a team high. So they've tried to figure things out through him on the offensive end. And on the Brampton side of things, they've done pretty well. Tyrese Hunter and Sean East with 13 points each. They've excelled on the offensive end.
Yeah, they certainly have, and they've done a nice job of sharing the ball. First, at the beginning, it was Hunter early, and then it was East late. And they did a nice job of finding the hot man. And I like right off the bat, they know where each guy is, but East is such a good passer too. And Moncrief with 8 points in that half does a super job of showing himself. But these guys share the basketball. They space the floor, they find it, they score easy. 24 points in the paint. That's pretty impressive. And then you got a guy scoring his first basket of his career when Omojofo comes out here at the quarter and knocks one down from center court.
All right, let's take a look at the stats from the first half of action for both teams here. One of the impressive things about Brampton in this game, Joe, the first win of the season, the opening game, they relied heavily on the 3-ball. Well, this time around, they're 4 of 12, 33%, but the 2-point shot is the money ball. 13 of 20, 65% from 2.
And you look at, a lot of those are layups, a lot of those are attacks at the basket or in transition. That's how you score 53% from the field. You get yourself at it, and you look at it and you think of all Moncrief's buckets were all dunks. So that you attack the basket. And right now with Calgary, 2 of 20, that's just a tough number. And part of it has been rushed. They're low, this is a team that's flown across the country twice now. But what they've got to do a better job of is they've got to contain Sean East defensively and find a way to get some easier shots on offense.
Calgary will try to mount a double-digit comeback in the second half as the Brampton Honey Badgers try to improve to 2-0 to start Season 8 in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. 47-30, Brampton on top of Calgary through 2. We'll be back with second quarter action in a few minutes. Stick around. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
You know that trip I kept thinking about? I finally took it. It turned into open highways, lakeside stops, sunsets that seemed to last a little longer, less scrolling, more seeing. And at the end of each day, Sandman made it simple. Comfortable stays in the right places, so I could do more. Booking that stay? Best decision I made. Your summer, made in Canada. Book direct for the best rates.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh yeah, like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
Let's bring it on. It's game time. It's showtime. Oh, and it goes. Nick Hornsby. Here's Oakland for the win. You gotta love a Canadian boost. Two hands. Me. Oh, what a block from behind.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte. Instant hydration.
Welcome back inside the CAA Center, everybody. I'm here with head coach of the Calgary Surge, Perry Huang. Your team scored 14 of 30 points in the paint. How do you establish inside presence here in the third and fourth quarter?
We have to have the ability to read closeouts a lot better. I think we're not good. We're not making quick decisions, and that's causing us some indecision, and our offense becomes stagnant.
We saw a little zone press and zone defense for periods there in the first half. In what other ways are you challenging your team's defense here in the third and fourth quarter?
Put on your big boy pants.
All right, best of luck in the second half, Coach. Matt, back to you.
Well, JJ, I hope you have your big boy pants on over there. The Calgary Surge will certainly need them for this second half. You heard it there, folks. Head coach Perry says they need to put things together pretty darn quickly on the offensive and defensive ends. As we will revisit our players to watch. Joe, how did your two fellas do in the first half of action?
Well, you know, they both played to their strength. Deladoon with 6 points, both knocked down some threes, and he only hit the only 2 threes for Calgary. But then Moncrief with a very efficient 8 points, 4 dunks, all at the rim, did a nice job. You know, and they're both complementary pieces. But a Deladoon needs guys to create, to kick out for his shot, where Moncrief gets a chance to read, and he took advantage. When the Calgary looked at the ball, he looked at the rim. He had a great lob dunk, but everything has been to him, everything he finishes has been a dunk. So right now, I'm going to say Moncrief takes the lead in, you know, the two guys representing their hometowns.
Moncrief 4 of 4 from the field to give you that 100%. You know, someone once told me, if you have shots inside and you're within 3 feet of the rim, you should be shooting 100% on the season. Do you know who that was? It was you. So you're living up to it, Joe. You've got it bang on right now with Matthew Moncrief, who's done a heck of a job in the first half. But we talk about Sean East, for example, and how effective he's been on the offensive end through a game and a half now. As JJ said, 21 points in the first half in the opener, and then 13 here tonight so far through 2 quarters. What does it take to stop a player like Sean East? I mean, I know you could say, well, maybe do this, maybe do that, but what is the best way to get in his way or at least kind of disrupt his rhythm?
Well, Sean East is showing us that he's a quality point guard. He's always been a great scorer, but now we're talking about a point guard. He's put the numbers in the assists. To stop him, you've got to show more than one body. Or if you're going to put a body on him, other people have to be willing to help. That means that people are going to have to guard theirs and help on him. You can't allow him to control the middle. And we talked about the keys to the game, control the ball. And really what we're saying is control Sean East. And then the tempo. You got to slow down. And then on the other end of the court, you got to make Sean East work a lot harder than he is.
And is that daunting too as well? Because when you do close off East, let's say, you turn around and then you have a guy like Tyrese Hunter, who had 13 points as well in the first half. You have options, DJ Jackson, Cameron Tyson, guys that are there ready to take the shot, and we saw that in the first game as well.
Yeah, and you kind of pick your poison, but you got to scramble to the non-shooters. You know, you got to scramble to situations, and you got to make a read. I thought when they went to that 3-2 zone that they were in, what it did, I don't know if it protected the middle as much as it slowed Brampton down. All of a sudden, Brampton was thinking a little bit. And sometimes the way to slow down great teams and great athletes is to make them think.
As we get set for a second half action, 17-point lead for Brampton. Tyson, Hunter, East, Odro, and Moncrief on the court for Brampton. O'Deladoon, Elmore, Gilliard, Patterson, and Levin on the court for Calgary.
We've got a couple guys in Calgary. You know, John Elmore needs to break out a little bit. They really need his scoring. He's at the rim a whole lot, just hasn't been successful yet.
He was 0 for 6 in that opening half. 4 of those misses coming from deep. Just 3 points to show for so far. Second half action underway. Here is the aforementioned Elmore. Gilliard, nice feed to Levin inside. Ball movement perfect. Elmore trying to finish it off.
Yeah, nice play by Calgary. Unfortunate. That's we were scripting it. He just didn't complete it.
So a small taste of what could be on the offensive end for Calgary. Need to drop a few of these through. Here's E stepping back. That's short. Follows his own shot. Goes up top, unselfish play. Hunter, top side, and it's Cash.
Second chance opportunity, long rebound. East goes and chases it down.
So the first points of the half go to Brampton. Now 4 of 13 from deep, and Levin jumped. And over top was Hunter. He went down awkwardly and now is on the baseline.
Got his hands down, but man, I think the fact that he got his hands down and that he is as agile and as flexible as he is, the fact that he got up that quickly is amazing.
So Levin, 6'8", Hunter 5'9". That's climbing the ladder there to get a defensive stop, and it's lucky that he flipped all the way around.
I want to make sure this kid's good.
So he popped back up. Looks like he's good to go. He's wiping his face a little bit, but we have a foul on Moncrief.
One of the good things for Calgary on that play was the fact they stuck it inside. They needed to have some size there. They need Levin. They need somebody else to help out.
Gilliard not helping himself there, loses control of the ball as he was cutting to the net. Here is East. Moncrief thought about it. He'll drive. Moncrief up and takes the body on the way to the hoop. Gilliard, much smaller, picks up the personal. That's just his second.
Yeah, and there's a closeout created. Gabe Levin, runs out full blast. And Moncrief says, thank you very much. Levin was fortunate. That could have been an unsportsmanlike in that he reached out with his hands on his back.
So Hunter goes to the bench. We'll keep an eye on him. He's got a game-high 16 points right now. Moncrief's first is up and good.
I think the CEBL is going to be really good for Moncrief. Like he needs, he played in the G League last year, and he needs the opportunity to show himself. I think if he takes advantage of this opportunity, next year you're going to see him play at some pretty good levels of basketball with lots of minutes.
Lots of people excited to watch him. A lot of chatter about his pickup, and here gets a defensive stop. Pushing in transition, and instead he gives it right back. Patterson with the steal. Levin down low. He's got an easy bucket if he wants it, and he'll take it.
Good points in the paint for Calgary. That's special.
East spinning, trying to create some space. Dishes inside. Almost intercepted. Good effort there from Moncrief. Tyson in and out. Moncrief right there to clean it up. This guy is everywhere.
And nothing but good things happen when Brampton kicks it out.
Deladoon kicked out to the perimeter, and he knocks down the triple.
Yeah, and that secondary, boy, they find a Deladoon. He's ready to shoot it every time he touches the ball.
Here's Jackson cutting inside, going with the right for two. Elmore stuck. Levin goes cross court into the corner. Patterson, too strong, and East chases it down. He's up to 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 15 points. That is East. Tyson goes baseline. Jackson weaving inside. Floater is short. Patterson goes back between the legs of Deladoon. Couldn't hit.
A lot of mustard on the pass, but it's the execution that they need. They need some scores, not just threes. Just got to keep themselves in it, or this thing's going to get out of hand.
Yeah, some empty possessions as they trail by 21.
Not only empty possessions, but possessions, 4 possessions in a row where Gilliard doesn't touch the ball.
Moncrief over to Prince. He cuts inside. No luck on the home rim. Deladoon was calling for it down the floor. Now he'll get it in the corner. Pocket triple is money.
Yeah, Brampton's got to do a better job of finding him in transition.
So again, head coach Serta calls a timeout. 56-38, Brampton on top of Calgary. We're going to take a short break, back with the rest of the third quarter after this. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
You know that trip I kept thinking about? I finally took it. It turned into open highways, lakeside stops, sunsets that seemed to last a little longer. Less scrolling, more seeing. And at the end of each day, Sandman made it simple. Comfortable stays in the right places, so I could do more. Booking that stay? Best decision I made. Your summer, made in Canada. Book direct for the best rates.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh, yeah. Like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
Welcome back inside the CAA Center where the Honey Badgers have a 16-point lead, 6:40 left to go here in the third quarter. Now, Joe has been highlighting Matthew Moncrief as a player to watch, and he was one player Alex Serta became visibly excited talking about this week. Serta believes Moncrief has been somewhat underutilized positionally during parts of his G League journey, often playing more as a traditional big, but Serta sees something much more versatile. He described Moncrief as a Swiss Army knife, capable of defending multiple positions, running the floor, attacking off the dribble, and impacting the game all over the court. In fact, Serta believes if Moncrief continues developing his perimeter shooting, he could realistically position himself for an NBA two-way contract in the near future. Matt.
Thank you, JJ. Moncrief certainly carving himself out a nice quarter here. He's got 4 points in the first 3 and change. Trying to beat the buzzer Hunter. Tough shot there.
Yeah, tough shot, but nice to see Hunter on the floor. I was concerned there that when he took that spill that he got injured. But that's a nice job talking about Moncrief. It's just nice to see it. And if he takes, like I said, CBL, he can find some confidence here. He'll take it to wherever he ends up going next year.
Sitting on 12 points. Here's Gilliard. Hesitation, blows by Prince for 2. That's his first shot attempt of the second half.
Yeah, and that's the matchup he wanted. He wanted some big on him, and he'll show you his skills.
And Prince hits the floor here. Foul called on Levin.
Levin almost made a great steal there, but Prince just outfought him for it, and then ended up fouling him.
This Eastern Conference game is presented by Lotto Max.
We got a 16-point game here. Defensive stops if you're Calgary.
Here's East trying to do the opposite, and there's a defensive stop, Joe, so they're going to try to stack them together next time down.
But you saw some help come there. Deladoon left his man to come in and help a little bit. East is just too tough for anyone on this team to guard by themselves.
Gilliard, no-look pass, cross court to Deladoon. Tough shot from the corner. Scott rebounds. Scott goes up, and Scott's got 2.
Man, Deladoon will touch it and shoot it, but Scott with a great rebound. One of the few second-chance baskets by Calgary.
Scott in his second season with the Surge, with the Sea Bears in 2025. NBA experience with the Cleveland Cavaliers and Brooklyn Nets. And there you go. Back-to-back defensive stops here.
Nice job there of controlling the basketball for Calgary. No movement. Got Brampton to pound it a little bit. This is a good sign if you're Calgary trying to build up a comeback.
3 subs in for Brampton, and East was tapping Prince on the chest there, saying, my fault on that pass. Levin trying to create some space for Gilliard. That one off the mark.
That's a tough shot.
Trying to go baseline, and an easy 2, showing off the little Euro step. That was Omojofo.
3-and-D guy, like I said, he's brought 2 different teams to the NCAA tournament. He can D it up, but he can score if you let him.
And heading to the free throw line at the other end is Levin with 4:27 to go in the quarter.
Matt, because 2 Canadians have to be on the floor all the time, when you can find Canadian players, and we got so many athletic Canadian players who can guard imports, it then makes your substitution pattern so much easier. If you're Brampton right now, and one of the things that excites me about watching this Brampton team is Omojofo. and Moncrief are two quality Canadian players who can guard multiple positions. And so therefore your substitutions become a lot easier because guys can play more than one position on the defensive end.
And we've seen head coach Serta in this small sample size. He will sub chunks of players in, multiple players at once. Jurčić tipping it in. There we go. The big fella getting involved.
Now that's the second real athletic play that Danilo has used.
Levin can't get the roll. Good defense there from Danilo.
Levin's got to put that down with a little bit of authority.
Here's East trying to weave around. Wanted a call, won't get it. Hunter up top. 5 on the shot clock. Hunter driving. Goes inside Pauly, and he was hit, but Jurčić right there to tip it in. Lots going on that offensive possession.
Yeah, but how about Jurčić not quitting on that play?
Not quitting the other way. Patterson connects with the 3.
So 14-point game here. This is a huge 3:30 to finish off this quarter. If you're Calgary, try to get it down under 10.
Omajolfo looks outside, instead drives. Won't get the call. Numbers back the other way if Calgary goes. And instead Levin trailing in the backcourt. Gilliard's got the lane. And he stuffed it.
I think right now what you're seeing in transition, both these teams, and Coach Wine talked about it early in the game. He said too much indecision. Right there, Patterson comes down and all of a sudden paused for a second instead of keeping that ball moving the defense. It was a great comment, and I've been watching for it, and I think he's absolutely right on. Some of the mistakes they're making is just indecision, and some of that comes being early in the season.
Slight hesitation costs you.
Yeah.
East, guarded by Patterson. So entertaining to watch East carry the basketball. Watch him dribble for hours. Crafty and quick, but always calculated. Pass inside to Prince. He goes up and blocked from behind, but a foul is called. Levin was draped all over Prince, and we'll see if it was on Prince or on Levin or Scott. It looks like it's going to be on Scott.
Yeah, because Levin came from behind on that. You know, we talked about how do you control Sean East. You've got to try to find players that aren't threats. And listen, Prince is a threat when he gets the ball at the rim or rolling to the basket. But when he's away from the basket, he's going to move the basketball. So you have to be able to use that defender to help out.
No roll there for Prince. Part that plays in favor for Brampton is Prince is so darn athletic that he's able to kind of act like a mock big guard, if that's even the correct term to describe it.
But he's a big man who likes to run the floor. You know, if you put out a race on this team and you got everybody sprinting, he's not ending last, I'll tell you that. You know, he's beating a lot of people, and that's the part of him. He's got a huge motor.
And an offensive foul is called. This one is on Swanton Roger.
Yeah. You're a big coming in on the court. Your first job is to make contact, hold the screen. Don't be rushing around. Swan got caught there. That's a bad turnover because Calgary's trying to make a run here.
Building a little momentum there for a few minutes. Instead, lead stays at 17. Here's East between the legs. Trying to create some space. It's a free throw, and it's good.
Yeah, nice jail dribble on that, eh? He put his defender in jail behind him, and East was just playing it and feeling it.
East has 17. Game high chased by Tyrese Hunter, who has 16, and back the other way, Muntu drops in 2.
And nice movement by Calgary, making Brampton think on that. Nice little action.
Odro looking for a pass. Instead squares to the net. Now he'll drive right into the chest of his defender. Offensive rebound. That was Tyson underneath the hoop. He'll take a couple dribbles, reconsider, and miss the short porch jumper. Gilliard driving in the middle of the key, challenging, came up soft on the take there. Swanton Roger trying to keep it in bounds. It's loose, and East has it. Bodies all over the floor. And a foul back the other way.
Yeah, Omajolfo just put pressure on Scott. Didn't give him a choice, just went right at him, right to the rim, got into his chest.
So Hunter back into the game here. East will get a breather here with 1:34 to go.
Yeah, these calculated substitutions, you give East the break here at the 1:34 mark of the third, and you bring them back early into the fourth.
Omojafo at the free throw line, ranked 5th in the American Conference in made free throws in a season with 151.
He's a master of getting to the free throw line, and we saw it right there, getting into the defender's body, giving the defender no choice.
Honey Badgers fans, Canada's Pro Basketball League is back, and you can experience it live from the CAA Center. Scan the QR code or visit honeybadgers.ca/tickets today. Second free throw also good.
Guys who get to the free throw line a lot and can make them, they know there's an advantage of getting there. It's the non-shooters that don't like it.
Here's Swanton Roger inside, contact, wanted the foul, not going to get it, wants the possession call, not going to get that either. As Gunn comes back into the game, and Gilliard will slowly go to the bench. It has been a tough game for him so far.
Yeah. Swanton Rogers in his first pro, debut, just got to slow things down a little bit. He'll be just fine. Lots of body in him. Guy who could score, had a good season this year at Old Dominion.
7 feet tall. You talk about body. He's got the extension. Just needs to establish that size. Scott, and an offensive foul's called.
Yeah, bad decision there. 4-on-2. Gave it up a little bit early. Let the defense get set. Tough transition basket or turnover.
And one thing that is not going to show up on the score sheet, Cameron Tyson has been in the middle of the key for a majority of drives, trying to take charges. Right there on the much taller Scott. He sacrifices the body. Here's Hunter driving inside. Out of bounds off of Calgary. But that just speaks to the passion and the drive of this team, that everybody is willing to do anything it takes to win.
Yeah, and that's a good sign right off the bat. Put the team before yourself, and got to like the guys who can lead your team in charges.
Here is Tyson, fires from 3, well off the mark. So Tyson was hot from behind the arc the other day. He's only got 1 make from deep tonight. And Brampton staring a 19-point lead. Here's Scott. 2 more for him.
Much better decision by Elmore there. Drawing 2, finding Scott.
Final 30 seconds of the third quarter. Hunter hesitates and gets the roll.
And he looked like a right-handed Sean East on that, did he?
Carbon copy was able to kick it into a low gear and just cruise to the net. Shot clock off, final 10 seconds of the quarter. Elmore guarded by Hunter. Swanton Roger on the screen. Elmore's got Prince all over him, fading in and out. Omojofo's got it. Does he have another shot in him? Instead, he passes to Pauly. And Omojofo and Pauly with a little laugh there.
Omojofo's thinking, I should have just taken it myself.
3-quarter shot, might have been the higher percentage hoop. 69-50 after 3 quarters of play at the CAA Center. Brampton on top of Calgary. We've got 4th quarter and target score time coming your way on the other side. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Let's bring it on. It's game time. It's showtime.
Did you know that every CEBL game ends on a game-winning bucket? Yep, every single one. That's because we use something called target score ending, a thrilling twist that keeps fans locked in till the final shot. So what is the target score ending? Here's how it works. The first time the clock stops with 4 minutes or less left in the 4th quarter, the game clock is turned off. We enter target score time. We take the leading team's score, add 9 points, and that becomes the target score. Let's say it's 91-80. That means the first team to hit 100 wins. No ticking clock, no intentional fouls, just pure clutch basketball. It's fast, it's electric, and it guarantees that every game ends with a bang. Experience the target score ending this CEBL season.
Welcome back to the CAA Center. Time now for the Cruise of the Game presented by Cal Tire.
Yeah, Tyson Hunter there with a nice little Euro step in there, slow down, slow the pace down. Remind me of a guy who grew up around here, Andrew Nemhard, who does a perfect job of that zero step. Slows it down completely and changes the pace, gets the defenders up to finish it.
I would say he's figured things out in his own basketball career, pretty safe to say. 69-50, Matt Bonomi, Joe Razzo, JJ Evison, thanks for joining us. As we enter fourth quarter action and target score time in about 6 minutes or so. Calgary with a shot from behind the arc, and instead it's Gunn going to work down low and a chance at three.
Good second chance opportunity. Gunn getting himself on the board just like Scott did.
So Gunn at the line. The Calgary Surge have a week's break before traveling to Vancouver and continuing their road swing at the Edmonton Financial Court at the Langley Events Center. Tip-off at 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain. And the Honey Badgers hit the road for a rivalry game versus the Ottawa Blackjacks from the arena at TD Place. Tip-off Thursday, May 21st at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Rebound there for Scott off the Prince miss.
Calgary off the free throw there, goes that 1-2-2 zone. Plays it well.
Elmore up top, needs it and gets it.
Yeah, you could just see him just relieved, man. It's been 2 games of frustration. Here's a guy who knocks down threes in his sleep, and he's just been living a nightmare for the last game. That's what he's here to do, and boy, he's feeling really good, and that's a good sign for Calgary.
So a timeout on the floor. Head coach Serta up 13 points, 69-56, wants to talk shop, and we've seen this multiple times tonight, Joe. We said it's a sense of urgency. Yeah. In the opener, Brampton had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, and then it dwindled away a little bit in target time, but they were able to hold on. So perhaps maybe trying to assess the situation before they end up in a spot they don't want to go to.
Yeah, timeouts are both. Sometimes they're, people think they're always strategic. A lot of times they're for momentum stoppers, and Coach Sert has done a real nice job of using them because he hasn't strategically needed them at other points. He's used them when he's got to stop momentum. So what he's done, he's going to answer that three with a set play and hopefully come back and answer that shot. Nice job. It's good use of timeouts. You've got 3 in the second half, but you only got 2 that you can bring into target score time. So you got to choose. You went to use it, and good job there. But now we got ourselves a 13-point game, and with target score coming, you're Calgary. All you want to do is put Brampton in a situation where they're playing not to lose. Get that thing down under 10. Get it a little closer where it's manageable, and then all of a sudden, crazy things can happen in target score.
So a 6-0 run here by Calgary. Head coach Serta caps that. Try to get a bucket here on the offensive end.
Calgary going back to man.
Here's East. No Gilliard on the court for Calgary. Moncrief trying to find East. 5 seconds on the shot clock. East far from the rim. Trying to drive. 2 seconds. Got to beat the buzzer. Oh, Sean East board from the land beyond.
Man. That's demoralizing if you're Calgary. Montu just did an unbelievable job for 23.5 seconds.
East able to convert late in the possession. 3-ball back the other way, no good. That was Gunn. Swan Roger on the offensive board. Elmore another, no good as well. Gunn, great effort there. 3 jerseys on him. Scott almost threw that one out of bounds. Moon 2, 3-ball, in and out. Calgary can't buy a roll, but they're going to get another chance here. Scott finally saying, slow it down. Scott looking for an option, instead fades, calls his own number.
Talk about earning a bucket. That Calgary team got 4 offensive rebounds in 1 possession.
Hunter looking for East, who's coming to set the screen. I think that Prince up by the logo again. Hunter able to create some space. And Scott with the big board.
Calgary defending with a little bit more urgency right now in the 4th quarter.
It seems like the defensive tempo has really picked up here, and Swanton Roger unable to handle Elmore.
Yeah, and you gave Swanton Rogers looking for the ball up high.
Honey Badgers swinging it in the corner, in and out for Pauly. Haven't had a whistle in a couple of runs here. Elmore, and just as I say that, goes out of bounds off of, looked like Calgary, but instead, Brampton bench can't believe it. It'll be Calgary ball as subs come in.
Yeah, big situation here for Calgary. 7 minutes to go in the game. You still got a chance. You're down 14. You still got a chance to get this down to a manageable situation to get in the target score.
Honey Badgers giving Prince a rest here. Here's Scott into the corner. 3 ball, no good.
Open shot. Calgary's got to knock those down.
And moved to a couple of misses from deep in the last couple of minutes, and this time he's trying to make up for it on the defensive side. East driving, stripped. Gunn got a hand on it. It'll stay down at that end as Patterson will come back into the game, but still no Gilliard here.
Yeah, Montu and Gunn have both done a nice job of guarding East.
East inbounding. Tyson up top. He's got 5 points, looking to add a 3 to the resume tonight. And Gunn was running away from the ball, thought someone else was going to rebound. Yeah. Instead, he grabs it.
Deladoon did a nice job on Moncrief.
Here's Elmore fading off the window and into the front row.
Front row, and he found the biggest guy in the gym to knock into. Elmore, with the toughest shot of the day, makes it in and has got a chance to make an old-fashioned 3-point play here.
So Elmore slowly starting to find it here late. And what better time, down just 12. Chance at 3. Elmore, of course, a G League title with his teammate Levin and Stockton. And they lost this last year to Gilliard in Greensboro. Like Coach Perry said, there's a lot of fun banter between the 3. Right now, it's all business on the defensive end. Brampton looking for a score. They want to keep this a double-digit lead. Here's East up top. Another late possession for the Honey Badgers. Elmore chasing East. Here's East. It's deep, and it's well off the mark. Elmore's turn now. Elmore working on a 9-point night. Tosses it inside. Patterson punches it through. And another chance at 3. Elmore with a big fist bump as Calgary comes to life.
Elmore is probing, waiting for Patterson or Scott to make themselves look big. This is not a large, big lineup on the floor. There's no real center on the floor for Brampton. And Elmore was finding a way to get there.
So Patterson able to convert at the line. He's got 14 points now as Omajofo comes back into the game. And we have a timeout on the floor.
Got ourselves a game here, Matt.
72-64, and we're talking about this momentum swing in favor of Calgary. But, Joe, what are you seeing on the defensive end from Brampton that has allowed the Surge to kind of punch here the last couple of minutes?
I just think the Surge are playing with more urgency on offense. They're doing a better job of moving the basketball, less pauses in it right now. And Elmore, you know, like all of a sudden, here's a guy who gets to the basket, just hasn't been finishing. He gets himself a little finish, finds himself some confidence, and now you get other guys doing it. But I think the key part has been they found a couple guys off the bench who could slow Sean East down, and I think that's really helped them. Now they're putting themselves in a confident situation in here where they're, okay, we got one timeout to go. Next stoppage of play is target time. Now if we're Calgary, you've got to win this part here, and you've got to take this lead down. And if you're Brampton, what you're thinking is, I want to take this thing above double digits. I want to score right here and keep on scoring.
So in the second half, Calgary has taken charge. Now just an 8-point lead. Elmore with 9 points. He's got 6 in the second half, so he has been the main catalyst on the offensive end. And again, Evan Gilliard has not been in the ball game the last couple of minutes, so to have Elmore take over here means something. So they're riding the hot hand.
So another stat to look at, from timeout to timeout, you look at the box scores. Prior to this last stoppage of play, in that run, Calgary out-rebounded the Honey Badgers 8-1. So that's a big, give yourself a second chance.
Much of that thanks to Trayvon Scott, who's got 9 rebounds. He had 3 on 1 possession. Here's Hunter. He's got 18 points. Can't grab 19-20 this time. Tyson from deep. Yes!
Yeah. Danilo Gerchich, the best offense for Brampton today has been get it inside any way you can and kick out to spot-up shooters because these guys will knock it down.
Tyson's second 3 ball. He's up to 8 points now. That was the offensive possession that Brampton needed. Lead back up to double digits. Deep 3. Off the mark there, Adeladune. Oh, that was far, far out.
Notice, Matt, there's no Gilliard on the court. This is that surprised me after that last time out. I thought for sure.
Into the corner, 3 ball is money again, finding the hot hand, Tyson.
Way to answer the timeout if you're Brampton, 6 quick points.
Well, just like that, Gilliard will come into the game on the next whistle. 20 seconds or so away from target score time here at the CAA Center.
So if you're Brampton, you want to, this is where it gets experience here. You want to shoot this real late in the clock.
Flipped into the corner. Oh, he's got another, folks. Welcome to the Cameron Tyson Show.
Now watch Brampton to foul.
Here's East. All over Patterson, and you called it, Joe. He grabs the jersey of 9 and white. Foul is called. East will gladly take it as Brampton up 17 points. 81-64, target score time in just a few seconds here in Brampton. We'll be back. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
Next bucket wins. Target score time is the best time of a game. The energy, the drama,
that anything can happen. Oh my goodness! Can you believe this guy?
Big players step up in big time. He is cooking.
Back inside the CAA Center, Matt Bonomi, Joe Razzo, JJ Evison. Thanks for joining us as we get set for target score time. It's often described as the most exciting time of the basketball game here in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. But Joe, we also had some other news to be excited about today. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander from the Hammer picked up his second consecutive MVP title earlier today, becoming the 14th player ever to go back-to-back in the MVP category, and the first and only other Canadian since Steve Nash to do so.
Yeah, sometimes I'm just amazed the fact that in my basketball life that I've been around to find somebody from my hometown become the MVP, and what a candidate, what a player, and Canada's very fortunate that he represents us so well.
So a foul on East here. So the winner tonight will need 90 points.
Now, the good thing for Calgary is they haven't fouled. So they've got fouls to give here, and if Brampton, you put them in the penalty because you use that foul to get into target time, and now this foul puts them in the penalty.
So for the second consecutive game, Brampton will need to hit the 9-0 number in order to pick up a win.
Now, you know, the Calgary franchise has been down 17 before in target time on the road in Edmonton.
And one of the most exciting comebacks. Gilliard knocks down the pair. That cuts it to 15 points. Sean East, 20 points so far, along with 11 assists, so he's notched the double-double. And that one well off the mark. So East is actually 1 assist away from a career high. Here's Gilliard trying to go to work on the much larger Moncrief. He had to back things out. Elmore, good defense there by Tyson. He does the same. Scott on the mismatch, dishes, and a nice cut across the center of the key by Odell O'Doon.
Yeah, great job by a three-point shooter, not looking, making himself visible by cutting to the basket.
So a little bit of a run here for Calgary, and that comes to an end as Hunter goes through the middle of the key.
Yeah, I can't believe Calgary's coming up there. Gilliard's available on the side here. Getting too much isolation here.
Patterson, a tough shot there. So Brampton just 7 points away. East dishing off. Moncrief had trouble handling it, and a foul is called. This will be on Patterson, and it will send Moncrief to the free throw line. So the Brampton Honey Badgers, 14 of 18 in the game from the line. They were 64% in their first game, so they've improved drastically.
How about Moncrief's shooting percentage? 5 of 5 tonight, gets himself to the free throw line. And that last defensive series where he was able to switch off and he had Gilliard and he showed you that you can play 4 positions because it's not about how many positions you can play offensively, how many positions you can guard. And here's a guy on the court right now who can guard all 5 positions.
Very aware, too. Yeah, he's had 3 fouls for quite some time, and he's playing honest defense, so he's always keeping an eye out for the best situation. Elmore drives down Main Street. $83-70. Hunter also has 20 points. He joins East in the 2-0 point club. Here's Tyson. Thought he might fire from deep. 5 on the shot clock. Instead, Hunter calls his own number on the baseline.
And you can see Gilliard did a real nice job, but he was looking for help at the very end, and help didn't come. And Hunter just outweighted him.
Now only 5 points away are the Honey Badgers from a victory. Here's Gilliard. Quick insert pass to Scott, fading. Very tough shot, and he makes it look easy. Those some words for the Brampton bench. On his way back to the defensive end was Scott. East. Tyson coming to set the screen. Patterson rolled on him very quickly. Here's East inside with the left. This guy is out of this world.
The floor was spaced by Brampton, and East took advantage of it. Liked his matchup. I like the fact that Brampton isn't trying to hunt the threes here in target time. What they're doing is they're just being very efficient. Get 2 in a row, 2 in a row. They're at 6 now, and now they're 1 shot away from winning this thing.
Chance to seal it. Elmore was hunting a 3 there. Really upset with the official, didn't get a call, but desperation mode now for Calgary. A chance to close this out. Sean East with the ball in his hands. Brampton needs a 3-pointer to finish it. Here's East. Elmore all over him, and a foul is called.
And Elmore there, they've got fouls to give. Elmore knew I didn't want to be isolated this time, so I'm going to get the, put myself in a situation where somebody else is back on East.
Yeah, we just hope that Elmore isn't upset with that previous call and taking it out there because he was far from the net.
Yeah, but East wasn't.
Yeah. 3-ball for the win. Tyson, no good. Oh, Moncrief cleaning it up on the putback jam. Scott, 3. Off the back rim, he's got the rebound. Now Moncrief is everywhere. Scott can't hit, East has it. Back the other way, Jurcic almost fouled, or almost out of bounds, I should say, and it does go out of bounds, so it'll stay down at that end of the floor. And head coach Serta wants a timeout. They need a single point to close this out, 89-72. So he'll draw up a play here on the baseline.
I like the way Brampton's handled target time. They haven't changed the way they play. They didn't go out there looking to score 9 points. They just said, okay, let's keep playing the way we're doing, and let's take what they give us. So they get themselves 3 baskets attacking the rim, and then you get a put-back dunk on an offensive rebound, something they've been doing all day. And where'd he come from? He came from the perimeter. So how are they going to finish this game? Same way. They're not going to come out here spectacular. They're going to run something out of this baseline out of bounds. And if they don't score here, they're going to look to drive.
The fan in me, Joe, has watched a lot of Niagara River Lions games and games in Ontario, and I've watched Victor Rasso draw up plays out of timeouts in very big games to seal victories with fireworks kind of style. The fan in me would love to see some crazy Moncrief dunk here that goes through the middle of the key. So we're going to get to see what kind of tricks Alex Serta has up his sleeve here. Trying to send the fans here home happy with the second consecutive victory.
So I guess I haven't been a fan long enough. If I'm Brampton, all I want is a score. Yeah. I'll take a foul shot. I'll take a free throw.
That's the coach in you. Here's East inbounding. Tyson under the net. Jurcic on the wing. Prince up top and Hunter on the opposite side. East inside to Odro, and he finishes it off. Well, the closer calls game. Prince with the final touches on the back-to-back wins here in Brampton.
Well, the timeout worked. The play worked. It wasn't a highlight, but Prince got himself a layup. I like the range there. It's a big win for Brampton. 2 in a row. You didn't hear that a whole lot last season.
91-72 your final. All business from Prince Odro as he drops in the winner to seal the deal. Another solid effort from this Brampton team. A real team effort today, Joe, too. A real team effort. You had guys like Sean East dumping points in. You had Tyrese Hunter, who was filling the hoop, and then you get the vet Prince Odro to seal things off. Some help from Moncrief as well.
Yeah, it was that. And then you got some young guys, like Moncrief, 2 games in a row, just been real steady. But this backcourt for Brampton is tough. And they've got some pieces. They've done a nice job, but they've got all their players here. This Calgary team, Ruggsy Miller-Moore, Javonte Brown, they got some players coming. So don't lose focus or faith if you're in Calgary.
Absolutely. Reinforcements on the way. Well, reinforcements certainly helped Brampton so far early this season. Sean East with 22 points, Tyrese Hunter with 22 of his own. JJ is joined by our player of the game presented by Booster Juice. It is Tyrese Hunter.
All right, thanks, Matt. Tyrese, 22 points, a block, a steal, a couple of rebounds. You were all over the score sheet today. What would you say was the vital part of getting good looks for yourself this afternoon?
I think the main thing was just being aggressive, being myself, getting downhill, trusting in the coaching staff to, put me in position so I can do that. So I think it was an overall good win for the team. We played aggressive. So
no game goes by without taking a few lessons away. What do you think this team needs to work on as you prepare for a game in Ottawa this upcoming week?
I think just the execution part of it, when we get tired, just really dig in and, pay attention to the sets, lock in on defense, know the little shifts, the little details. So
appreciate the time. Enjoy the rest this week, and good luck in Ottawa later this week. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Looking to level up your future? Algoma University's Brampton campus is where ambition meets opportunity. Study in-demand programs like business, computer science, and psychology, right in downtown Brampton. We offer the most affordable tuition in Ontario and are ranked #1 in Canada for scholarships and bursaries. Small classes, big support, real success. Algoma University Brampton. Success within reach.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh yeah, like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
Prince Odro seals the deal at the CAA Center for the Brampton Honey Badgers, and what a bucket there, Joe, by the big fella.
Drop a play after a timeout. What do? You want to get it close to the rim, and he just grabbed himself a layup. Nice attack, nice game by Brampton. They did it on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively.
And one of the big things, too, for this Brampton team, we talk about depth. They had a number of scores, 8 different players in this ballgame with points. Prince Odro only had 6 points, but they chose to call his number.
Yeah, you know what? It was just a nice. They took advantage of the timeout. They ran it. They ran a back screen. He just went to the rim. Find your biggest man. And Odro wasn't giving that baby up.
Final stats for tonight: 91 points for the Brampton Honey Badgers, 22 each for Tyrese Hunter and Sean East. As a team, Brampton shoots 49% from the field, 51 rebounds to show for. For Calgary, leading scorers with 14 points, Addie Patterson and Olu Adelodun, 14 points each, 11 for John Elmore, who came to life late, and 12 for Trayvon Scott. They shoot 34% from the field and 41 rebounds. So they put an effort there late, Joe, but it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, they had that one run, and it was that timeout before target score where Brampton went on a 9-0 run that changed the complexion of target score time. They went 9-0. They went from an 8-point lead to a 17-point lead on 3 threes in that last timeout.
The Honey Badgers are 2 for 2 to begin the season. 91-72 your final. They take down the Calgary Surge in style. Well, from the CAA Center, for my partner Joe Rasso, our sideline guy JJ, our producer Mason, and our entire talented crew, I'm Matt Bonomi saying so long and thanks for choosing the Canadian Elite Basketball League.
Knock 'em out the run, knock 'em out the run, knock 'em out the run with your pen top, time for some action.